Welcome to our college briefing program. Today, we dive into how Chinese experts are analyzing Germany's political landscape, particularly the rise of the far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD, party. Their leader, Alice Weidel, is gaining attention in China for her stance against US and EU policies, and her unique ability to speak Chinese. Concerns are growing over Germany's political shift and its potential effects on transatlantic relations, especially with the looming possibility of Trump's return to power. In sports, we celebrate Idaho's impressive victory over Lehigh in the FCS playoffs, with quarterback Jack Layne throwing for 3 touchdowns and leading the team to a 34-13 win. This marks a significant milestone for Idaho, who now gears up to face the top-seeded Montana State in the quarterfinals. Layne's performance has been a key highlight, showcasing the team's resilience and determination. Lastly, we discuss the Australian government's recent retreat from environmental commitments, which could alienate young voters, particularly Gen Z. Despite some positive policies aimed at assisting students, the lack of climate action may push these voters toward the Greens or other parties. As the electoral landscape shifts, it remains to be seen how Labour will regain the trust of this crucial demographic. Please continue watching for more detailed content. Deutsche Welle reports that recent insights into how Chinese citizens perceive Germany reveal a complex relationship shaped by political developments and cultural exchanges. A notable figure in this discourse is Alice Weidel, the leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD, party, who has garnered attention in China for her ability to speak Chinese and her critical stance on US and EU policies. The Chinese elite recognizes the importance of a nuanced understanding of Germany, especially as the two nations navigate their economic ties amidst a backdrop of rising populism and political shifts. The Annual Development Report of Germany, 2024, from Tongji University highlights concerns regarding the AfD's influence in German politics and its implications for international relations, particularly with the United States. Associated Press shares the thrilling performance of Jack Layne, who led the Idaho Vandals to a convincing 34-13 victory over Lehigh in the FCS playoffs. Layne's impressive stats included 16 completions out of 22 attempts for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns, showcasing his prowess on the field. The Vandals dominated the game with a strong offensive display, including a notable 67-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Dwyer. This victory marks a significant achievement for Idaho, allowing them to advance to the quarterfinals where they will face off against the top-seeded Montana State. The win also reflects a remarkable turnaround for Idaho, which has achieved double-digit wins for only the third time in its history. The Sydney Morning Herald critically examines the Australian Labor government's relationship with Gen Z voters, emphasizing a growing disconnect due to recent policy decisions. While the government has made strides in areas such as rent assistance and mental health funding, its retreat from environmental reforms has alienated young Australians who prioritize climate action. Polling indicates that a significant majority of Gen Z believes the government should do more to address climate issues, and the shelving of key environmental legislation has raised concerns about Labor's commitment to their long-term welfare. As younger voters increasingly turn to alternative parties like the Greens, the article warns that Labor risks losing crucial support unless it addresses the pressing environmental concerns of the next generation. The Toronto Star, Scott Frost is making a triumphant return to UCF, the school where he previously led the Knights to an unforgettable 13-0 season in 2017. This comeback comes 2 years after his disappointing tenure at Nebraska, where he was dismissed following a lackluster 16-31 record. UCF's athletic director, Terry Mohajir, expressed enthusiasm for Frost's return, emphasizing his passion for the program and his ability to inspire players. Frost's initial success at UCF, which included a conference championship and a bowl victory over Auburn, positioned him as a sought-after coach, but his time at Nebraska was marred by struggles and unmet expectations, leaving fans hopeful for a revival of the Knights' former glory. Yahoo US, as the college football world eagerly anticipates the unveiling of the 12-team college football playoff bracket, speculation runs rampant about which teams will secure coveted spots. The selection committee is set to reveal their final rankings, following a season filled with dramatic conference championship games. Teams like Georgia, Oregon, and Clemson have solidified their positions, while others, including Texas and Penn State, are also expected to make the cut. The excitement culminates on December 8, when fans will finally learn which programs remain in contention for the national championship, marking a significant shift from the previous 4-team format. Associated Press, SMU's remarkable journey through the Atlantic Coast Conference came to a heart-wrenching end with a last-second loss to Clemson in the championship game. The 8th-ranked Mustangs, who had enjoyed an unbeaten regular season, found themselves trailing by as much as 17 points before staging a dramatic comeback. Despite their valiant effort, which included a game-tying touchdown, they were ultimately defeated by a record-setting field goal from Clemson as time expired. Coach Rhett Lashlee expressed his disbelief at the loss and the potential implications for their college football playoff hopes, emphasizing that it would be unjust for SMU to miss out on the playoff after such a successful season. The Mustangs now await the playoff selection with bated breath, hoping their earlier ranking will be enough to secure a spot in the new 12-team format. The Sydney Morning Herald reports on the chaotic rollout of the $400 school saving bonus, a financial aid intended for families with children in state schools in Victoria. Frustrated parents have faced numerous technical glitches when trying to claim the bonus, leading to a flood of inquiries directed at overwhelmed schools. Many parents report difficulties contacting the education department, with emails bouncing back and phone calls going unanswered. The deputy president of the Victorian Principals Association, Deborah Grosek, explained that the issues were largely due to the volume of emails being sent out, as the department could only manage a limited number per day. The bonus, aimed at supporting school-related expenses, has seen mixed responses, as some parents expressed dissatisfaction with restrictions on how the funds can be spent. In a thrilling college football showdown, the Associated Press highlights how number 1 Oregon triumphed over number 3 Penn State 45-37 to secure the Big Ten championship. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel threw 4 touchdown passes, leading the Ducks to a narrow victory that not only earned them a first-round bye in the college football playoff but also solidified their status as the only unbeaten team in FBS. The game was a nail-biter, with Oregon nearly squandering a 15-point lead late in the fourth quarter before sealing the win with an interception. Coach Dan Lanning expressed confidence in his team's potential to compete for a national championship, while Penn State, despite the loss, is expected to make the playoff field. The Associated Press also covers Clemson's dramatic last-second victory over number 8 SMU in the ACC Championship, where Cade Klubnik's impressive performance and Nolan Hauser's record-breaking 56-yard field goal clinched a 34-31 win. The Tigers, needing a win to secure a spot in the college football playoff, rallied from an early deficit, showcasing resilience and strategic play. SMU made a valiant effort to come back, tying the game late in the fourth quarter, but Clemson's swift response to regain possession set up Hauser's game-winning kick. Coach Dabo Swinney praised both teams for their performance, emphasizing the significance of the victory for Clemson's playoff aspirations. Yahoo US reports that excitement is brewing among St. Louis Blues fans as 2 of their top prospects, Jimmy Snuggerud and Dalibor Dvorsky, showcased their scoring prowess over the weekend. Snuggerud, a first-round pick from the 2022 NHL Draft, dazzled with a stunning goal for the University of Minnesota, helping his team secure a dominant 6-0 victory against the University of Michigan. Meanwhile, Dvorsky, the 10th overall pick in 2023, clinched an overtime win for the Springfield Thunderbirds with a skillful goal during a 2-1 game against Rockford. With Snuggerud tallying 22 points in 18 games and Dvorsky accumulating 18 points in 22 games, both players are making significant strides toward their NHL dreams, leaving fans eager for their eventual debut. According to the Associated Press, Marshall University's football team achieved a historic milestone by defeating Louisiana Lafayette 31-3 to claim their first Sun Belt Conference championship. Quarterback Braylon Braxton threw 2 touchdown passes, while Jordan Houston rushed for 117 yards, including a touchdown, leading the Thundering Herd to their 7th consecutive win. This victory marked Marshall's first double-digit win season since 2015, as they continue to make waves in their new conference after joining the Sun Belt in 2022. The game started with Louisiana's Kenneth Almendares scoring a field goal, but Marshall quickly took control, showcasing their dominance throughout the match. In a detailed analysis by Yahoo US, the Texas Longhorns face a pivotal moment following their narrow overtime loss to the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship game, which impacts their postseason prospects. This defeat puts them outside the top 4 in the college football playoff rankings, meaning they lose the chance for a first-round bye and will likely host a playoff game at their home stadium. Despite the setback, reaching the SEC championship in their debut season is a significant achievement for Texas, especially compared to their rivals Texas A&M. As they prepare for the upcoming playoff matchup, addressing turnovers and defensive shortcomings will be crucial for their success. The final CFP rankings will be revealed soon, and Texas is projected to land either the number 5 or number 6 seed, with potential matchups in the playoff bracket shaping up based on their performance. Yahoo US reports on the aftermath of the Texas Longhorns' narrow 22-19 overtime defeat to the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship game, which has significant ramifications for their college football playoff (CFP) seeding. This loss means Texas is likely to drop to the number 5 or number 6 seed, as only the top 4 ranked conference champions receive first-round byes. The official CFP rankings will be released soon, and the Longhorns may face the Big 12 champion Arizona State in the playoffs, depending on the outcomes of other games. The structure of the CFP emphasizes the importance of winning conference championships, making Texas's defeat all the more impactful. In a vibrant display of athletic prowess, the Associated Press highlights the University of Colorado's commanding 72-55 victory over Colorado State, propelled by Bangat Dak's impressive 16-point performance. The Buffaloes showcased their dominance on the court, shooting 50% from the field and out-rebounding the Rams by a significant margin. Colorado's early lead was bolstered by strong contributions from players like Julian Hammond III and Elijah Malone, who helped secure a 43-21 halftime advantage. The Buffaloes have now won 9 consecutive games at home, demonstrating their strength as a formidable contender in college basketball. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation examines the implications of Australia's recent vote in favour of a UN resolution calling for Israel to end its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territories, particularly concerning the Future Fund, Australia's $230 billion sovereign wealth fund. This resolution aligns with the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion, which deemed Israel's presence unlawful. As a result, proposed bills in the Australian Senate aim to prohibit the Future Fund from investing in companies operating in illegal Israeli settlements, referencing a UN database of such enterprises. These legislative efforts reflect a significant policy shift that could impact Australia's investment strategies and adherence to international law. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground, stories spin, walls come down, voices merge in the sound, faces mix in the crowd, broadcasters paint the scene, world events on our screen, every link a different theme, words collide in the stream, 6 degrees connect the dots, background stories more than knots. Hear the voices rise aloft. Truth unveils in every spot. Cultures clash across the globe. Spin the threads in a strobe. Every story wears a robe. Truth and lies in their code. Journalists dig real deep. Secrets out, they don't sleep. Every angle they will keep. In the news we take a leap. New perspectives day by day. Hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray. Every story